Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Bear Chats. I'm your host, Scott Credici. Glad you could join us. We are happy to be joined this week on Bear Chats by the new men's soccer coach here at Brown University. Chase Wileman is with us. Chase, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very, very excited to chat with you for a little bit.
Well, we're excited to have you here at Brown. You were named the Friends of Men's Soccer head coaching chair on the 18th of this month, and you're the seventh coach in the history of the program. Just tell us about, why you thought that this would be a great move for you.
Yeah, first, it's a huge honor, and I told the team that on the Zoom I did with them on Tuesday. So it's a huge honor. I'm very excited. There are a number of reasons why I accepted this opportunity, and a few of them that stick out is obviously the history with the men's soccer program, having the most Ivy League championships in the league, the most NCAA tournament appearances. So clearly it's shown that, it can be done, and this program can play at a very high level and consistently win trophies and make NCAA tournaments. So that's very exciting. I think also the city of Providence, and I think it's a great city, and it's very unique kind of in the league where you have different types of schools and different types of areas. But for me, Providence is very attractive to student athletes because, it's not in a huge city, but you have other big cities around you. And it's also not, in a really kind of smaller place where maybe there's not a lot to do. So I think you're kind of right in that sweet spot that is really attractive for student athletes. And then of course, Brown is, it's one of the best schools in the world, and that will always get you in recruiting conversations with student athletes. And the open curriculum, I think, is something very interesting that is unique to anything that I've experienced in college settings.
Yeah, that'll be a great recruiting tool for you, Coach. I can tell you that. You do have some familiarity with Brown soccer in the Ivy League, having spent a few years at Dartmouth from 2011 through 2013. In fact, while you were there, Dartmouth was very strong. Brown was very strong at the time as well. I mean, really, two of the better men's soccer programs in the Ivy League, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think all the teams in the Ivy League are very good teams and have excellent history and great programs. And the interesting thing with the Ivy League is I think it changes usually year to year. So the challenge that we're going to have is to try to find some consistency and be good year after year.
Right. So you have 11 years of Division I coaching experience, and most recently you serve as the associate head coach at Kentucky from 2018 to present. You've been there since 2014, and that program, while you've been there, has had tons of success. 7 NCAA tournament appearances in 8 years. Can you tell us, Coach, what are the keys to having a successful program?
Yeah, for me, it's it's actually a pretty simple answer. I don't think there's a magic potion. There's nothing that we've done here at Kentucky that is miraculous or amazing. I think the recipe for success is you have to have good players, you have to have talent, which I'm excited about. At Brown, there's definitely talent and there's definitely good players. So that's first and foremost. You can be the best coach in the world, but if you don't have talent to work with, I think you're going to struggle. So you need talent. You definitely need a great team culture, and getting the guys to buy into the team and be selfless teammates and be humble. I think is very, very important, which sometimes is difficult with 18 to 22-year-olds.
Yep.
So you have to have a really good team culture where everyone's kind of heading in the right direction. And then the last thing I think you need a really good training environment. So we really need to work hard and push them and have a real plan of, how we're going to get from point A to point B. I think if we can get those three things right, then I'm very excited about where this program is heading.
Yeah, I ask you that question, Coach, because wherever you have been, you've enjoyed success. As a college player at SMU, you went to 4 consecutive NCAA tournaments. At Dartmouth, there was success. At Kentucky, there was success. And I couldn't agree with you more. I think you obviously need talented young men, young student athletes. But there's more to it, isn't it? Right? I mean, it's more than just having talented players. It's all those other things you just talked about.
Absolutely. And again, I've been doing this for 11 years, which, is a significant amount of time, but it's not a long time. But the one constant thing, what I've seen with kind of the best players that I've worked with, they do the right things all the time. They are talented soccer players. They do well in the classroom. They don't get in trouble. And that has been pretty consistent, with the top best players that I've ever worked with. They are very good, top level in everything that they do.
Yeah, you just partially answered my next question, and that is, what exactly are you looking for in a student athlete? When you're out on the recruiting trail, obviously you want skill, but there's more than just that. What are you looking for on the recruiting trail?
Yeah, it's I go a lot on kind of instinct and intuition. If anyone's going to tell you that they, have the recipe for success in recruiting, I think they're mistaken. So we're going to be a staff that gets out on the road. We're going to watch games. We're going to pound the pavement, and we're going to work hard to find players. Again, I don't think there's any magic potion to recruiting. So the big things that we're going to look for are, obviously the talent and the skill on the ball, and quality on the ball, but also in soccer, it's becoming much more of an athletic game over the years, and you have to have a certain level of athleticism to be able to play at the Division I level and to be able to play in the Ivy League. And then kind of the last thing is, and it's the most important, is obviously who the player is as a person. And you can tell a lot just by watching them, play in matches or in training. Are they helping their teammates? Are they, constantly on the referee's case? Are they, after the game, are they cleaning up around the benches? And those are the things that, we're going to really take, into consideration and pay close attention to, because we are going to recruit towards the core values that we're going to have in our program. And the core values that we're going to have are selfless, humble, discipline, problem solver, passion, and family. So if you're not aligned with those 6 core values, then Brown is not going to be a good fit.
Have you had a chance to see the new Center for Lacrosse and Soccer? And I'd love to get your thoughts on
it. Yeah, I have. On the interview, I was able to walk around the facility, and I think it's one of the best facilities in the country, and it's exciting, and it also shows that the administration and the university is wanting to provide the student athletes and the staff with a top level training facility, and that's very exciting. And again, number of different reasons why I'm excited about this, but one of the big ones is I feel a real push from the administration to really help us get the resources that we need as a staff, and then also as a student, for the student athletes. So the facility is unbelievable. I mean, to have our own kind of locker room where the guys have their space, and very professional, brand new. We have offices for the staff that are right connected with the women's soccer program. So hopefully, us and the women's soccer program can work together. How great would it be to have, 2 soccer programs performing at a very high level, and to see them, I believe it's 2 NCAA tournaments in a row having a home game.
Yep.
That's where we want to get. So I'm excited to be right there with the women's soccer program and pick their brain a little bit, because clearly what they're doing is working. Um, and and then there's also spaces for team meetings, to host recruits. So it's I think it's just a first class facility that again is going to help the current student athletes, but also to help us in recruiting to get future student athletes.
Final question for you. It's kind of a two-part question. Number one, what are your expectations of your student athletes that are part of your program, number one? And then number two, what should fans expect to see from your program once you get here?
I mean, the expectations for the student athletes are, I actually have I haven't presented this to them yet, but I actually have a document that doesn't outline every little thing, but it does outline, a few things that are going to be really important to me and the staff that we're going to implement. Very simple. Like, one is the first time you see a staff member, each day, you walk up and you shake their hand, you look them in the eye and you say hi or whatever. And I just think little things like that, are, um, expectations that we're going to have, that we want the guys to be, of course, very good players and develop as soccer players, but more importantly, we want them to be great students and we want them to be great people. So we want the guys to be exactly that. We want them to be great players. We want them to be great students. We want them to be great kind of in the community as well. So, but I haven't exactly shared that with the players yet. But so I'll kind of hold off a little bit. But that's the expectations are going to be high, and what the fans are going to see, and again, getting the program re-energized and getting the community out is going to be very, very important to us. But what they're going to see is a very exciting type of soccer. So I want to press the opposition high. I want to get the ball back quickly and close to the opposition's goal. And then once we have the ball, if we lose it, I want to get it back quickly. And then I want us to be a possession type oriented team that creates chances. Right. So we're going to be definitely on the front foot. We're going to be energetic. We're going to have intensity, and we're going to be a team that is playing to win rather than a team that is playing to not lose. That is what we're going to show.
Well, Chase, congratulations once again. I know you're finishing up through the end of the month at Kentucky before we get you up here at College Hill. Certainly looking forward to meeting you in person. And thanks for joining us on Bear Chats today.
Thank you so much.